Part one of the YouTube world. It is Eric the Cyborg. I am returned, I guess. Yes, no?
Long hiatus.
Long hiatus, yes. It's been a while since I've done a profile for anything, actually. Haven't had much of any profiles to do, so... But this is the first one for Yu-Gi-Oh! For a very long while, so...
Since Rescue Ace, I believe.
Yeah, this Rescue Ace was basically the thing I had last. New set. Decided to go into it, and lo and behold, I just built Gimmick puppets with the new stuff. So this is gonna be the first profile going up with the brand new set. So. Sorry if I have to read all their effects because I don't fully remember all of them. But let's get into it. So starting off with the new stuff showing off. 3 of the Gimmick puppet little soldiers. From what I know, this is like your Armageddon Knight in a way.
It's the black one.
If this card is normal first summon, you can ascend one Gimmick puppet monster with a different level from this card to your deck to the graveyard. Then his level becomes that monster's level. Obviously, you just make it a level 8 to make your rank 8 plays. And then you can banish this card from your graveyard to target up to 2 Gimmick puppet monsters you control and increase levels by 4. So again, also make it a way to make your other level 8s or make your level 4s into level 8s. So basically just helps facilitate your rank 8 plays even better. What I've been hearing is the brand new best one to use is the Gimmick puppet Rogue Doll. This one is if this card's in your hand, you can reveal one Gimmick puppet monster in your extra deck, which is your whole extra deck mostly. Summon this card, and then you summon one other. Summon this card and one Gimmick puppet monster with the same level from your deck. So this card is instantly just a 1 card rank 8. The second effect is if this card is sent to the graveyard, except from the hand, you can add this card back to your hand. So it just replaces. So if it gets sent to the graveyard from field, it'll go back to your hand. Sent from deck, go back to your hand. As long as it wasn't sent to the graveyard from your hand, this will always go back to your hand, and it locks you into only summoning Gimmick puppets from the extra deck if you use any other effects. So no less than 3. Those are mostly these are mostly the main 3-ofs that you want to use in the deck because literally everything is searchable in this deck now with the new cards that they got. And plus you also Foolish Burial most of them anyway, so graveyard setup. For the semi-new stuff that was before, Double Bisque Doll. You can summon this card from your hand by discarding 1 Gimmick puppet monster. So basically just discard your puppet, summon this from your hand, and then you can banish this from your graveyard to prevent your Gimmick puppet monsters from being they cannot be targeted by card effects for that turn. So targeting protection, good stuff. 2 Jury Doll. This is like the OG original rank 8 or level 8 spam card. I think you like banish it. Discard your graveyard, banish one other Gimmick puppet monster in your graveyard, summon the cell. And it can be, so yeah, if this is a graveyard, banish a puppet from grave, summon this back up from grave. and it can only be used for the XC summons of any of your puppet monsters.
Was the Lost Art ever released for that?
Huh?
Was there a Lost Art ever released for that?
There is one that's coming out. I don't think it got released yet, but I know there's the Lost Art coming out for it. So
Okay.
hopefully I'll get that soon.
Yeah.
One of the other brand new cards is Gimmick Public King Cattle Scream.
It's a level 7 DNA.
This is another level 8 that you use. You can detach one material from a seasoned monster you control, summon this card from your hand or grave, but you banish it when it leaves the field. So you basically detach a source, summon this out, use this for XCs. It doesn't get banished after that, so you can continuously just use it over and over again. And then a Gimmick Public XCs monster that has this card as material gains this following effect: is that once per turn you can target one monster in your opponent's graveyard, summon it to their field in defense position. So I mean, sure, it gives your opponent a monster, but it's something that you can just give them to like
Burn them for extra damage.
basically just do for more burns if you go that full route. Other puppets. Running the one nightmare.
Hey, a branded card.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a way I can give this to my opponent during their turn in this deck somehow. I just need to actually test it and figure it out. But everyone knows what this card does. You summon it to your opponent's field. They're locked into puppets the whole turn, so basically a lockout. Double terror, baby. No, if this card is normal, or if this card is normal summon, you can target one given opponent monster in your graveyard and summon it. Basically, just Monster Reborn. And you can banish this from your graveyard. Your opponent cannot respond to the effects of your given opponent monsters that turn. So this stall gives you target protection. This gives you unresponsibility.
Ironic considering it's above 8.
The baby. That's it for the monsters. Some lists still run the scissor arms. I'm not doing that right now. I might change it later on in the future when I actually test this deck out. Again, this is just me putting it together. Hand traps, tree ash. Always have ash. Dos Ogre, Dos Troll, Dos Veiler.
I have a full playset of this, but
All hand traps, all good. Yes.
I guess.
Those are all the monsters, onto the Zespes.
So yeah, I've got the full playset of this.
Somehow the Konami decided to give them a field spell that's absolutely broken for them. I don't know why.
Because they needed it.
They did needed it. So 3 of the mansion. You run no less than the 3. This is a mandatory 3 of.
And I'm trying this out.
If you want to run less than 3, how dare you? For what it does is that when it is activated, you add a give home monster from your deck to your hand. So it's a searcher upon activation.
Yeah, this one is.
Give opponent monsters that you control cannot be destroyed by battle and are unaffected by the activated effects of your opponent's monsters, except for their Xyz monsters. So this is pretty much everything this is really good against everything that's not Xyz monsters.
Which is most of the decks.
Yeah, which is mostly everything nowadays. And this card also, once per turn, you can detach one material from a Xyz monster you control. Target target a puppet monster in your graveyard, and you summon it to your opponent's field in defense position.
Ah.
Yes. If this was a quick effect, it would have been better. But you will also use that effect to also help facilitate the burn engine a lot faster. Because you basically just give them any of your Xyzs that you sent to the graveyard, you summon your giant grinder, you use his effects, burn, rank up, do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. There is the whole FTK build, but I'm not focusing on that because I don't want to be, because I'm not a scumbag like that.
It's not like that.
Yeah. Triple Condolence Puppets. This is basically the in-theme Foolish Burial. You send puppet monsters from your deck to the graveyard based on the number of monsters that your opponent controls plus 1. So if your opponent has a full board of monsters, activate this. Let's say they have 4 monsters. Foolish Burial 5. Because why the hell not? And then it has a graveyard effect. You can magic card from your graveyard, target a machine exceeds monster you control. Machine exceeds doesn't be. It's not puppets. It's not specifically for puppets. It cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects while face up on the field, and that's a permanent protection, which is cool. 2 Chunk Puppets, basically a Monster Reborn. Target a puppet in the graveyard, so summon it. Monster Reborn. Ooh. 2 cards, 2 of the Arctic Chaos Force. This card was originally banned or at 1 before?
Banned.
It was banned before, yes. But then they banned the Zexal motherfucker and then brought this back to 3.
I cry.
Shut up. So everyone should probably know what this does. If not, it helps make your rank up engine. It helps you rank up into a seized monster that's 1 rank higher. And this does have a graveyard effect. When a rank 5 or higher seized monster is special summoned to your field while this card's in your graveyard, you can add this card add this card to your hand. So you basically use it, rank up, goes to your grave. Oh look, monster was summoned back to hand. So it's just a constant use it, get it back, 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 use it, get it back. You really could run it at 1, but I'm choosing to run 2 in case my opponent just has DD Crow. So yeah. Terraforming, call by Terraforming for set field spell, and fuck hand traps. You could also run cross out, talents, other stuff like that. Yeah. Traps. Obviously triple imperm, because more hand traps are nice. And one of the brand new public service play. This card is target monsters your opponent controls up to the number of public exceeds monsters you control, and you take control of those monsters. So it's basically just snatch steal. And this card's in your graveyard, so the turn was sent there. While you control a given public exceeds monster, you can match this card for your grave. Target 1 exceeds monster in either graveyard, and summon it to either field in defense position. So basically more ways to help facilitate the burn engine, or the burn play style. So that is the main deck. Onto the extra deck. The only non-exceeds monster that you have in this deck is the League monster, the 2 Chimera Doll. This card requires 2 puppet monsters to make. You don't really go into it as much, but it's just good to have just in case. You could really just run the 1 copy because you rarely ever go into it at all. So I might just take out the 2nd copy for something else. I'm not entirely sure yet. For what it does during your main phase, this card is link summoned. So basically, as long as it knows that it was link summoned, you can use this effect during the main phase. And it locks you into machine monsters for the rest of the turn once you use the effect. You take any given monster from your deck and either add to your hand or you send it to the graveyard. So you basically just, it's a search and or foolish. So good stuff. The only non-rank gate as well is the Gigantes Doll. Requires 2 level 4 Gimmick puppets. It's specifically puppets, so that's one thing. You can detach 2 materials from this card. Target up to 2 monsters your opponent controls. Take control of them, and then you can, if I remember clearly, you can tribute him from your field to make all monsters on your field level 8s. Basically it's just summon this out, detach 2, take 2 of your opponent's monsters, tribute this, make them level 8s, make your puppet XCs right there. Right then and there. So, yeah. So, onto the new ones that got put in the set. 2 of the Gimmick Puppets, Fantastic Machinex. So, this guy is a very beefy defensive boy. 3100 defense. So, you're always going to have him in defense mode. For what it does is that you can detach 1 material from this card, add 1 regular magic spell from your deck to your hand, which is with the Argent Chaos Force. Also, you can normal summon one machine monster during your main phase. So it basically gives you a search and a additional normal summon. And if you summon, if you split summon a Gimmick Puppet monster during, you can split summon this card from your graveyard. If you split summon a Gimmick Puppet monster, XT's monster, you would summon this card from your graveyard to either field in defense position. Then you can add 1 rank up. So basically, it helps just get your rank up magic as soon as possible. So on field, detach, search and additional normal. If it's engraved, you summon any of your XCs. This summons itself to either field, and you still get your rank up magic. So for the idea of puppets, they have their chaos forms. So we have the CXCs, Gimmick Puppet Machinex. This one is, if this card is special summon, you can add 1 puppet trap from your deck to your hand, which is the one that you run. You can detach 1 material from this card, special summon 1 monster from either graveyard to your opponent's field in defense position. So if a monster is special summoned in your opponent's field, and the damage step, you can target 1 of them, destroy it, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half its original attack. So more burn damage, because why not? To the older stuff, to number 40, and 2 of the Chaos Form Dark Strings. This detaches a card from its source to put a string counter on everything on the board, including itself. And then this guy detaches material, destroys everything on the board that has a string counter on it, and I believe it inflicts damage to it. You destroy as many cards as possible that have string counters on it. You draw a card, and then you inflict damage equal to whoever was the highest attack at that moment, or whichever of the monsters that had the highest attack. So put string counters on everything, blows them all up, burn damage, all that good stuff. Lost Puppets, Giant Grinder for the burn, and Grinder for the burn. I'm only running one of each of these because, again, I'm not trying to facilitate the burn engine as much. But if you ever do like game 3 and go into time, these are your perfect guys to like make time happen and give you the win. So basically, like time is called. Okay, summon one of these guys, burn for damage. Ooh. And then for my generics, one Dingirsu because they're all level 8s. Make a rank 8. Everyone should know what this does by now. I've done videos on this multiple times back then in the past. Its effects never changed.
Are you sure?
Sure.
Something called Urata?
For those who don't know what it does, when it's summoned, activate one of 2 effects. You can send a card on the field to the grave, or attach any of your banished machine monsters to it as material. And if any of your cards would be destroyed by battle card effects, you can detach material from it instead. So gets you your banished cards back from being banished, helps you facilitate them back to your graveyard, and also non-targeting, non-destructive removal. And this is an Exceeds deck, so obviously one Zeus. If I had the money for it, obviously I would probably take out this guy for a Typhon. Again, if Typhon wasn't too expensive, this would definitely be a Typhon. But no, he's too expensive. So anyway, that was my first profile coming back into this game. It was a terrible profile, I know that.
You did fine.
I did terribly, I know. Anyway, if any of you guys have any tips or pointers to fix this deck even more, please do let me know in the comments. I want to maybe actually use this sometime. It also felt really weird holding small cards after holding standard size cards for way too long. So yeah. Anyway, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. See you next time.